Why do you think, aside from the example I've given, what are some other examples why edgewalkers or people in general need a tool like this? And what are some other ways they can use something like this?
Well, I'd love to use the example of our friend Brian. I won't give
Mm,
his last name because I didn't ask permission to share. And Brian is going through a challenging time where it's difficult to generate business, and there's other family challenges that are going on for him. And he keeps pulling playfulness cards,
mm,
the Edgewalker quality of playfulness. And it's actually kind of challenging for him because he's going, I'm fighting depression. I'm having such a struggle. Playfulness is the hardest thing in the world for me. And then he goes, but I think this is what I need more than anything else. And we talked about playfulness doesn't mean, oh, let's just be silly and happy. It means holding things lightly and being creative and being open to synchronicities. And it's so funny because he draws those playfulness cards much more frequently than probability would
mhm,
have. We should say that there's 5 qualities, there's 5 skills, and there's
mhm,
5 cards for each quality and skill. And so there's a 1 in 50 chance that you would pull something. One of the
mhm,
really creative things you did, Amy, was you added in some pictures that were the foundation of certain cards. And those pictures were of people who are in our Edgewalker community.
mhm.
And the card I pull once a week, I pull the card with my picture on it. And the picture of me is the one where I'm playing guitar. And usually I'll be asking a question about balance and how much time I should spend on work. And I'm feeling like I don't have enough time for music. And I keep pulling the card with the guitar every week.
Mm,
And it's like this, again, much more than you would predict through probability theory. It's like the message comes through. You need to be bringing more creativity, more music, because music for me is very spiritual. So I need more of
mhm.
that spirituality in my life.
Yeah.
A couple of things that I would recommend for people to do, I think that's what you're asking me, is like, how can they be used? And
Mhm,
one is just to pull a card each day that gives you an affirmation for that day about what quality or skill you might want to really emphasize that day. Then another that a couple of us are doing is when we pull the daily card, we enter that into Chat GPT and get into a little conversation about what am I up to today? What's my intention for the day? What do I have to accomplish today? And then share what the card is and what the affirmation says. And then Chat GPT or Claude or one of the AIs comes back and says, well, here's the pattern we see underneath that that would guide you for today. And because these AIs get to know us, they can bring in, something about, for me, it'll bring in more of the Edgewalker model or what I'm doing with the Edgewalker business. And so it gets personalized. I find that really stunning, the kinds of advice it gives me when I share, here's a challenge I have today, or I'm going to be meeting with someone. I might be a little nervous about that. And it'll give me a way to hold that both in a practical manner and a spiritual manner, which Edgewalkers, that's the space we hold between what's practical and a higher spiritual guidance.
mhm,
Another thing I've done occasionally, and that I think is kind of fun, is to just lay out 3 cards and say the first one describes the past, then and what's a foundation that I'm really building on, so I can affirm this quality or skill that is really solid, and I can build on that. Then the present, here's the present situation and what I should be doing right now, and then one for the future. So that's kind of
mhm,
fun. And then, as I mentioned, it was like the other day, I really was feeling unfocused. And so I went through the deck and I said, Whatever the first focus card is that I pull, I'm going to use that as a way of affirming what I how I can be more focused. And the magic that happens in that, it's like the synchronicities. I know this has a lot to do with you and your magic, Amy, but I think it's also you alluded to it. It's like you plus me plus this intention of making a difference and source, God, the universe, or whatever people want to call it, has really played with us in this and as is
Hmm.
a co-creator in what we've done. And the the art, the art really amplifies that magic. I think some people when they see the cards, even if they don't read them, they're like, I just want the art.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What are some examples that you do?
An example of how I use it with private clients all the time. We'll get an
Okay.
inspirational message at the end of a session to sort of close things out, kind of close the container. I text them a picture
Mhm.
afterwards and they can like
Yeah.
hold that throughout their week or the next couple of weeks. That's been extremely powerful. I had
Yeah.
a particular client that was going through an extremely difficult time in their life. And the card came up where the graphic is of the person standing serene with the storm swirling around them. And it was all about
Uh-huh.
accepting change and being calm through change. An incredible
Mhm.
message that came up for that individual that I know they're going to carry with them for the rest of their life, really, in how they operate in change and the view of change and questioning, is this label I'm putting on this good, whether it's good or bad, is that really true? And is there a gift
Yeah.
underneath this? Um, that was really powerful. The other ways
Yeah.
that leaders can use it is meetings. You can have somebody pull a card or pick a card. What do you think our organization represents right now? Maybe in a meeting. What do you think
Uh,
we need? The 3 card pull. What do we represent now? What do you
mhm.
think we need? What's emerging for us? That can be a
Uh-huh.
3 card
I love
pull.
that.